Did you know Zeus was known for his cunning schemes as much as his thunderous wrath? The stories of Zeus are more complex than you think. Birth and childhood of Zeus. Zeus was born to two powerful and immortal parents, Cronus and Rhea. At the time of his birth, Cronus was the ruler of the Titans, a group of mighty beings who reigned before the gods. However, Cronus had received a prophecy that one of his children would overthrow him, causing him great fear and anxiety. To prevent this prophecy from coming true, Cronus decided to swallow all of his children as soon as they were born. But Rhea, Zeus's mother, was determined to save him from this fate. When Zeus was born, she secretly hid him away on the island of Crete, where he would be safe from his father's prying eyes. To ensure that he was well cared for, Rhea entrusted Zeus to the care of two loyal nymphs, Ida and Adrastea. These nymphs nurtured him and ensured his well-being during his early years. As a child, Zeus was known for his extraordinary strength and intelligence. He was playful and curious, often exploring the beautiful landscapes of Crete and enjoying the company of animals. It is said that Zeus had a special connection with a goat named Amalthea, who would later become an important part of his mythology. Zeus's childhood was kept a secret from his father, who remained unaware of his survival. This allowed Zeus to grow in power and prepare for his future role as the king of the gods. His childhood experiences on Crete shaped his character and laid the foundation for his eventual rise to power. Overthrowing Cronus. As Zeus matured, he grew determined to confront his father Cronus and free his siblings from his tyrannical grip. Aware of the challenges he would face, Zeus sought to gather allies who could aid him in his mission. He turned to the 100-armed giants and the mighty Cyclopes, both of whom had been imprisoned by Cronus. Feeling indebted to Zeus, the 100-armed giants, known as the Hecaton Chairs, eagerly joined forces with him. These towering beings possessed immense strength and wielded numerous arms, which made them fearsome warriors. The Cyclopes, renowned for their skill in crafting powerful weapons, forged Zeus his most iconic and formidable weapon, the Thunderbolt. This weapon would become a symbol of his authority and godly might. With his newfound allies and his mighty Thunderbolt in hand, Zeus led a fierce and epic battle against the Titans known as the Titanomachy. For 10 long years, the gods clashed with the Titans in a war that shook the very foundations of the cosmos. Zeus displayed his strategic prowess and remarkable combat skills as he fought alongside his siblings, Poseidon, Hades, Hestia, Demeter, and Hera, who had joined his cause. The Titanomachy was characterized by catastrophic clashes and cataclysmic elemental displays. Reign as king of the gods. After vanquishing the Titans and establishing his supremacy over the cosmos, Zeus ascended to the throne as the king of the gods. His dominion extended over Mount Olympus, a majestic and ethereal abode where the gods resided. As the ruler of the heavens, Zeus held immense power and authority. He became the god of the sky, clouds, and thunder, shaping the natural elements and maintaining order in the world. His thunderbolts served as both weapons of destruction and symbols of his divine sovereignty. Zeus's reign was marked by a fair and just approach to governance. He acted as the ultimate arbiter, settling disputes among the gods and mortals with wisdom and impartiality. He established a system of laws, ensuring that justice prevailed and maintaining harmony in the cosmos. While Zeus was revered and feared by all, his position as king did not exempt him from the passions and desires of the gods. He was known for his many romantic affairs and dalliances, resulting in numerous divine and mortal offspring. Zeus's amorous escapades often entailed disguising himself in various forms to approach his desired partners. These unions gave birth to both legendary heroes and influential gods, such as Apollo, Artemis, Hermes, Athena, Persephone, Dionysus, and many others. Despite his numerous extramarital relationships, Zeus cherished his queen and sister, Hera, above all others. Their union represented the sacred bond of marriage and the divine partnership that held together the cosmic order. However, Zeus's infidelity often provoked Hera's wrath, and she became known for her jealousy and vengefulness towards his lovers and children. Zeus's reign was not without challenges and threats. He faced rebellions from various forces seeking to overthrow his rule, such as the giants and the monstrous Typhon. These encounters tested his strength and resolve. But Zeus emerged victorious with the aid of his fellow gods and his indomitable spirit. Zeus' interactions with the mortals often served as significant turning points or tests for both the mortal individuals and the broader human civilization. One of the most renowned examples of Zeus's involvement with mortals was the story of Prometheus. Prometheus, a titan who sided with the Olympians, stole fire from Mount Olympus and gifted it to humanity, empowering them with knowledge and technological advancements. Zeus, enraged by this act of defiance, punished Prometheus by chaining him to a rock while an eagle perpetually pecked at his liver for eternity. Another famous mortal figure entangled in Zeus's affairs was Heracles, known as Hercules in Roman mythology. Heracles was Zeus's son from an affair, and his life was marked by a series of epic labors that he undertook to atone for the crimes he committed in a fit of madness. These trials served as a means of redeeming himself and gaining favor with the gods, including his father Zeus. Zeus's relationships with mortal women were often depicted as complex and characterized by his pursuit of love and desire. He would often take on different forms to approach mortal women, seeking romantic or amorous relationships. These encounters resulted in the birth of various demigods, such as Perseus, the hero who slew Medusa, and Helen of Troy, whose abduction ignited the Trojan War. However, Zeus's interactions with mortals were not always benevolent. He could display anger and vengefulness when individuals defied or provoked him. For example, in the myth of Semele, a mortal woman who became pregnant with Zeus's child, Hera, Zeus's wife, became consumed by jealousy and tricked Semele into demanding Zeus reveal himself in his true divine form. This revelation ultimately resulted in Semele's death due to the overwhelming power of Zeus's appearance. Zeus's direct involvement with mortals extended beyond romantic pursuits and retribution. He occasionally bestowed gifts and favors, promoting harmony and prosperity among the mortal world. One such instance was the story of Philemon and Bacchus, an elderly couple who provided hospitality to Zeus and Hermes when they disguised themselves as peasants. As a reward for their kindness, Zeus spared the couple from a devastating flood and transformed their humble cottage into a magnificent temple. Overall, Zeus's interactions with mortals showcase the interplay between the divine and the mortal realms and emphasize the consequences and rewards of human actions. These myths not only entertained and fascinated ancient Greeks, but also served as moral lessons and reflections of the human condition. The tales surrounding Zeus's involvement with mortals served as a reminder of the potential for both divine intervention and human agency in shaping the course of one's destiny. Zeus played a significant role in the Trojan War, which was one of the most famous and consequential conflicts in Greek mythology. His actions and decisions not only influenced the outcome of the war, but also showcased his power and influence among the gods and mortals alike. Zeus's involvement in the Trojan War began with the conflict's origins. The war was sparked by the abduction of Helen, the queen of Sparta, by Paris, a prince of Troy. Helen was considered the most beautiful woman in the world, and her abduction led to a widespread conflict as various Greek city-states, led by Agamemnon of Mycenae, sought to retrieve her and restore honor. Zeus, as the king of the gods, had a great interest in the fate of the mortal world and often acted as a mediator or instigator in human affairs. In the case of the Trojan War, Zeus played a key role in determining its outcome. He used his influence and powers of persuasion to sway the gods to either support the Greeks or the Trojans. Initially, Zeus remained neutral in the conflict, viewing it as a necessary event to alleviate the overpopulation of humans on Earth. However, as the war progressed, he became more directly involved, often favoring the Trojans. Zeus was known for his tendency to shift alliances and his ability to manipulate events for his own purposes, which led to a series of twists and turns in the war. One of the most notable instances of Zeus's intervention in the Trojan War was his support of Hector, the Trojan hero and champion. Zeus favored Hector's bravery and skill in battle, granting him temporary invincibility on multiple occasions to ensure the survival and success of the Trojans. This support, however, eventually dwindled as the gods' favor shifted back to the Greeks. Ultimately, Zeus played a pivotal role in the final outcome of the Trojan War. In the epic duel between Achilles, the Greek hero, and Hector, Zeus intervened by weighing the fate of both warriors, ensuring that Hector's downfall and death would come at the hands of Achilles. This intervention decisively shifted the momentum in favor of the Greeks, leading to the eventual fall and destruction of Troy. Zeus also played a role in the fates of other key figures in the war, such as Ajax and Odysseus, either aiding them or hampering their progress depending on his whims and manipulations. His actions were often driven by his desire to maintain balance and order among the gods and mortals, while also fulfilling prophecies and maintaining the grand narrative of mythical events. Overall, Zeus's involvement in the Trojan War underscored his authority and influence over mortal affairs, as well as his ability to impact the lives of heroes and shape the outcome of momentous conflict. His actions demonstrated the intricate interconnectedness between the divine and mortal realms, and the extent to which the gods' desires and machinations influence the lives of humans. After Zeus' involvement in the Trojan War, he returned to Mount Olympus and resumed his role as king of the gods. As the most powerful god, Zeus spent most of his time in his palace on Mount Olympus, where he sat in his throne and listened to the prayers of mortals and the gods. One day, Zeus decided to hold the first Olympic Games, a competition where the gods and mortals would compete in various contests to test their skill and strength. This was a huge event in the world of the gods and caused much excitement and anticipation among everyone. Zeus oversaw the entire event, And despite some initial hiccups, the games were a success. The victors were awarded prizes and celebrated their victories with feasts and revelry. After the games, Zeus continued his rule over the world of the gods, overseeing the balance of power and justice among them, and making sure that the mortals were safe and protected. His reign was a long and prosperous one, and his name remained one of the most respected and revered in all of Greek mythology.